Write Like a Journalist, 6 AP Style Tips, Part 1 by Jill McCoomer. Writing an effective press release is not as hard as you might imagine. Follow these 6 rules, and the journalists and editors you target with your campaign will know immediately that your content is newsworthy and ready for publication. The Associated Press Style Manual is the most widely used writing style compendium in the world, and while numerous news organizations produce their own specific style manuals, basic journalistic style always harks back to the AP Style Book. The Associated Press, AP, is a not-for-profit news agency based in New York City. Founded in 1846, it operates as a cooperative, unincorporated association of reporters covering the globe. Journalistic writing style differs from standard business writing in numerous ways, and following AP style to the letter is the best way to garner news media attention for your press releases. Following are 6 examples of important AP style requirements that can help produce a more professional news release that journalists and editors will respect and publish. Times. When presenting times for an event, AP style has specific requirements. For example, 10 a.m., not 10 o'clock. Only use a colon when presenting times such as 10:30. Always use a period between each letter, AM and PM. When the time is at the end of a sentence, there is not a second period. The event begins at 10 a.m., not the event begins at 10 a.m. Dates. Dates are presented using the month first, followed by the day. Only use the year when referring to a year other than the current one. Here's how it should look. Registration begins at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, July 31. When referring to a past event, it would be written like this. The mayor was elected to his first term on November 5, 2014, and is seeking re-election on August 28 of the current year, so no year is needed. Commas always are used after the day and after the year. When abbreviating years, the correct usage is 50s or 90s, not 50s or 90s. The initial apostrophe indicates you have left out the first 2 digits. Months with 4 or fewer, not less letters are abbreviated using the first 3 letters with the singular exception of September. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. No second period if the abbreviation is at the end of the sentence. Day names, Monday or Mun, can be spelled out in their entirety or abbreviated using only the first 3 letters with the exception of Wednesday and Thursday. Whatever style you decide to use, make sure to be consistent throughout your press release. Names and titles. Both first and last names are used on first reference to a particular individual, and the first reference is the place to include the person's job title or credentials. Thereafter, only the last name is used. Titles like Mr., Mrs., Miss, and Ms. are not used in AP style. A person's professional or military title is only capitalized if it precedes his or her name. For example, XYZ Company President Robert Brown and Robert Brown, ZYX Company President are correct. Titles are used on first reference only. Avoid split infinitives. Bone up on the proper use of infinitives. The term split infinitive refers to a construction consisting of an infinitive with an adverb or other word inserted between to and the verb. In everyday speech, people split infinitives all the time, but it is improper in journalistic writing. It's to go boldly, not to boldly go. The verb phrase is to go, so any modifier should precede or follow the verb phrase rather than split it. Keep contractions to a minimum. Whenever possible, it is better to use complete words rather than contractions. For example, it is better than it's. Although when contending with meeting a 400-word limit, often it is necessary to use contractions to keep words to a minimum. When you think about it, there are always better ways to word a sentence, so contractions are not necessary, especially since they can make sentences harder to understand. Always use proper grammar. Make sure to learn the difference between it's, a contraction of it is, and its, indicating possession. Other common mistakes result in the misuse of there, and there, to, and except, and except. There is the possessive of they, as in, they live there, but it isn't their house. Here you want to indicate that the house belongs to them. There is a contraction of they are, so to say, they're over there in their new house means They are over at that place in the new house that belongs to them. To is a preposition with several meanings, including toward and until. To is an adverb that can mean excessively or also. To indicates the number 2 and is always spelled out in AP style, since all numbers below 10 are spelled out. Another problem area is found with accept and accept. Accept means to receive. Accept usually is a preposition meaning but it can also be a verb meaning to leave out or excluding. As verbs accept and accept are nearly antonyms, so understanding the difference is important for your press releases to be taken seriously by journalists. Simple grammar mistakes show reporters, editors, and content curators that you haven't done your homework. The next step. Following all the style rules to produce a press release for journalists is only the first step in gaining earned media coverage. To get your release published and effectively reach your target market, you need to make sure it's distributed to the right reporters and news outlets. Facelis Growth is an easy and affordable way to reach a pre-selected list of news outlets in your industry, and Facelis corporate packages offer the opportunity to create your own distribution list to target the specific journalists, editors, and content curators who will be interested in your news and actually use your content in their publications, broadcasts, and websites. This content is created by Facelis Growth, a press release distribution platform for startups and small businesses.
Interested in distributing your press release to all major media outlets with Faceless Growth for free? Visit free.facelessgrowth.com today to take a no-obligation, totally free of charge test drive of the most comprehensive PR distribution platform for startups in the world.